I'm trying to whatchamacallit. It's 25 minutes left, bro. I can technically like finish this drink, man. But okay, let me do okay. Hashtag 50 Shades. All right, I'm trying to finish this movie. Okay, let's do this. Now, I was like, what happened after hour 30 minutes? All right, so basically, he had her on that suspension, Jay. You know what I'm saying? So, because it was like, this, I have to just like, critique the movie in that regards. It's not, you know, it's just cohesive. It's not cohesive. Like, and like these two things, like I said, like, one is the suspension part, and then there's the other part, there's the bed, and there's no like transition of how she gets from here to there, and it just switched back and forth between the two. Either way, though, from the suspension jank, she was hanging off on that thing. Then, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But then he takes her off of that. So he takes her, he carries her, you know what I'm saying? Basically to her room. He carries her to her room, and then there's like, I guess there's some little part where it's like, I'm not sure if she dreams as if he kisses her or he actually does kiss her. I'm not sure. There's that part. She's like laying there, and then like there's a little kiss part, but he's nowhere to be seen in the room. Either way, she wakes up, and then she's like, "Oh, well, where are we going?" And then he's like, "Remember, you saw my mom?" She was like, "We got dinner." His sister Mia's in town, so they about to have dinner. So, just a little thing that I kind of like note was the fact that they were dancing, and so like just as like this open space, like in his whole little apartment setup, it's all open concept, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All open concept, but there's this nice little space, so they dance before going to dinner with the parents and the sister, and yeah. So they go to dinner. So it's that scene in the playroom. Then, carry her to her room. Then she gets up, she gets dressed. She's like, where are we going? They go to dinner. Now at dinner, um, they meet the sister Mia, and then Anna meets his dad. His dad name is Carrick. I had never I haven't heard that name before. Carrick. That was actually kind of cool. His dad name is Carrick. Carrick. That name is Carrick. So there was that. So they sit down and then they chatting with her, and so she's like, what did she say to her? Um, she says, what did she say to her? Oh, um, they trying to say, okay, well, Anna, where you from? And she says, well, where your family from? She was like, oh, well, her dad is from Montserrat. I don't know where that is. And she was like, her mom is in Georgia. And, oh, but then, because at first I had to wind this back because I didn't understand why he was mad. So she was like, she's going to visit her mom tomorrow. So he was like low key, like not low key, like they're showing the parts. He's like grabbing her leg under the table. Like he goes to like, like if you got like the first one is like uh you touch somebody's leg like just to make them aware or something like that. The first one's like not like whatever, but then the second one, and then she like pushes his hand away after another jump, especially when he hears that she's going to Georgia tomorrow. So he didn't know. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I was actually about to show her give her a tour of the grounds." And then so like they get dismissed from the table, and then they go walking, and then they kissing and stuff. But then he getting like, this is like, it's kind of like the whole thing because she says this whole thing. She's like, um, he was like, so when was you gonna tell me about Georgia or whatever? And so remember her mom earlier had said like, oh, if you need, she was like, is he making? Remember her mom? It was like this. There are a couple of pitfalls. Like the acting ain't bad. This might like I said, it might just go down to like the script writing and this and the third, but like that didn't detract from the movie, but then there was a couple like I said, like I was like I didn't know why she was crying when she was talking to her mom, and her mom was like, did he make you happy? And she was like, for the most times, and this and the third. So, um, they go walking. He was like, when you gonna tell me about Georgia? And so I didn't understand. I had to wind that back because I didn't, but then I had to go back and I was like, oh, she said she's leaving tomorrow. And so at first it was kissing, and then he was like, but then he was like, it's the whole thing about the Georgia thing. And then he was like, you're mine, you're all mine, and this and the third. And she's like, you're confusing. And so there's that. Uh that whole whatchamacallit was just that was bad. Um this and so like okay, it's that, right? They have the whole little thing and she was like, what do you want? What is it that you want? He's like, I want you. And she was like, she's like, and then she starts complaining about the same things that she had been complaining about, whatever. And then it's like, I guess for me as a viewer, I'm not sure about people who read the book. I didn't read the book and didn't was in it there, but it was just like, for me, I'm just like, bro, get with the program, bro. Like, what is all of this? Um, da da da, woo woo woo, da da da. Like, she's like, why won't you let me touch you? And why can't we sleep in the same bed? And why can't we? It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up, bro. That's my whole. I'm like, bro, man. I'm like, bro, you complaining about the smallest shit, bro. Like, she complaining about not being able to touch him, not sleeping in the same bed, and something else. And it's like, it's just small, just the small. I'm like, bro, why are you still complaining? Hung up on the smallest things. Like, so she's bringing this stuff up at this time. And then this is supposed to be their conflict. So this is why I said, like, this is very poorly done and just, I'm not sure if it goes as a part of the book or and just like the book didn't even do a good job with it. Um, and it's like, it's just all just happening. I'm like, bro, they really mad right now? Like, this is what they, and so like, it's even on some, so she goes to Georgia, right? So after this, like literally the next thing she's on the plane, she goes to Georgia, she sees her mom. And so she goes on the plane, she sees her mom. What happens from here? Oh, she texts him. She was like, miss you, wish you was here. Bitch, you ain't telling that you was leaving and this and the third. So da da da. So he in the back of the car, he get that text. You know, so he get that text. And then he's like, what he say? He said, "Yeah, me too." He said something. He said, "Me too. I'm on the way to dinner with a friend." So now her insecurities done popped up. She like, "Well, which friend, Mrs. Robinson?" And you know that was her whatchamacallit from. Now I may have missed something. I just don't know where she got the name Mrs. Robinson from. But you know, Mrs. Robinson is referring to his mom's friend that introduced him to this whole thing or whatever when he was young. Oh. Okay. Here's actually one more part that I was missing. But I say like this whole thing was convoluted. It was not cohesive, and it was not done really well at all. It was just like let's throw this in. We got to throw this in there. We got to throw this in there. So if I just wind it back a little bit, when they had the whole argument he's like, yeah, I gotta like she was like, she's like she was going to Georgia tomorrow. So now he's upset. He was like, well, yeah, I'm supposed to give her a tour of the grounds. Then they go for had a conversation. Why don't you let me touch you? Why don't you? What do you want from me? And why can't you touch me? Why can't we sleep in the same bed? And da da da. And she's complaining about that. Then he does the whole da 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 boom boom. Then uh she touches him some I forget how she whatever and she was like, are those burns? He was like, I had a rough start to life or something like that. He goes to try to tell her about some part of his young childhood. She's asleep. So she doesn't actually hear any of it. Or like, you know, like I don't know if she's faking it or, you know, whatever. But while she's asleep, he tells her about like his actual mom. And he's like that he doesn't actually know her. And she, you know, step on a crack, break your mama back. What's the difference between an addict and a addiction and a habit? I'm just saying. Some people can go to the gym. You can be anyway. And who's to declare what's right and wrong and what's healthy and what's not? Anyway. Yeah, science. If it's good for me, it's healthy for me. It's peaceful to me. Anyway, he's telling her this whole story. He was like, "Yeah, I don't actually remember her. This and the third, boom, boom, boom." And she used to do some type of, she was in a certain line of work as well. So he's talking about the whole thing, and then she's like, "Sleep." And then so yeah, there's that. And then outside of that, then she goes to Georgia and she's with her mom. And then she texts her. She was like, wish you was here. He was like, me too. I'm about to go on a dinner with a friend. And she's like, well, which friend, Mrs. Robinson? And so she said something slick, making a jab back. And then he's like, don't worry about it. So they have like the slightest petty little whatchamacallit, bro. They're having the slightest little pettiest. But these are the things that really make you mad if you in a relationship. Like hearing and seeing certain shit like that, those are things that really make you mad. So he's like, don't worry. She was like, so he's like, yeah, I'm going to a friend with a dinner. I'm going to dinner with a friend. She's like, which friend, Mrs. Robinson? Makes a jab at him. And then he's like, don't worry about it. And then he goes to call her, but she don't put her phone down and she just watches it ring. So she doesn't answer. The next day, her and her mom are out. Now these are like actual red flags that kind of have sort of been popping up. You know, in the beginning of the movie, oh, well, towards the beginning of the movie, uh, when she was drunk and she called him, and he was like, "Stay there, I'm coming to get you," and then he showed up, and then like sending things to the house. He sent the books. He had that MacBook. So now she's with her mom, and her and her mom are out for drinks. Mind you, she's not supposed to be drinking. That's another one of the things. So her and her mom are out having drinks or whatever, and then he texts her. I couldn't really see it or whatever, but she's like, "Oh shit, he's here, like in Georgia." And then next thing you know, he walks up to the table, and so he makes an order, and the mom was like, "I like him already." He's talking about, "Oh, give me this. If you got this, I needed that." Top shelf, bottom shelf. Give me the Bombay, leave the ice. I don't want. He's saying some. He has some little complicated, little fancy type order. The mom was like, "Oh, I like him already," but then she's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" And this and that there. And her mom was like, "Let me step outside real quick." And so her mom leaves her there, and then he sits down with her. So how did he know that's where she was? And to pop up on them at that restaurant, that was the whole thing. Now again, he's popped up on her a couple times. He's popped up on her a couple times. Um, so those are actual kind of sort of like red flags in a sense on his behalf too. Outside of the other stuff, uh, mind you, she still hasn't signed his contract. Like the movie about to end. Uh, this movie about to end, and she still ain't signed his contract. This is actually like, bro, what is going on? So I don't know nothing about this on third. I'm about to whatchamacallit. It's 25 minutes left, bro. I'm trying to finish. At this point, I'm really trying to finish. I need to go ahead and finish it, bro. The time is whatchamacallit anyway. Um, I feel like, okay, you know how they be talking about this. I don't need to talk about this right now, but anyway, the time thing, like, I think I know this is whatchamacallit. It's like 2 hours from now, the sun should technically be coming up, bro. And like the moon is like right there. And like one thing I noticed, like around like midnight, the moon. I was like, bro, the moonlight is like if it was like really low and like closer. I was like, bro, the moonlight right there. Like what in the world? And it was like midnight, and so like the moon is just like right there at now. And so like but I feel like I noticed this yesterday. Um. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to finish this game, bro. I'm trying to finish this game. We got what? I got 25.